Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Dyker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Riker. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning.
Welcome in, race fans. It's show number 1 of 2019, 9th straight year. We've had the program underway, and we want to welcome you into another big show this year. It's Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV. Along with me for the entire year again is going to be Billy Doc Niles and Paul Riker. Want to appreciate you and thank you for coming back to the program again this year.
Oh, hey, no, not a problem.
I'm talking to Ghost Paul.
Oh, Ghost Paul, screw Paul.
I'll say the same thing to you. Thanks for coming back again this year.
Thanks for having me back. This has always been a blast. I love talking to the different drivers and checking out what they got going on. We got a really cool sign again this year. And you know, I got the memo. We were wearing red. Why didn't you get the memo?
I like blue. The radio shirt is. I like my blue.
Oh, well.
It looks good like this. We don't have to clash. Now we're gonna make Paul wear like purple.
Yep, yellow. There you go.
There we go.
Big show today.
Big show today. What we're going to do, like we do every single year, we've done this, I think, 5 or 6 years now, is we're going to take you back to the Crosse Speedway Banquet. We had the Champions Banquet. That was in January.
Yep.
And we like to go out and talk to some of the drivers and Chuck Deery and some other folks that make the racing possible in the area. We do want to thank Big Boar Barbecue, our title sponsor again this year. Thank you, Jerry, and the entire gang. I need some burnt ends right here in the middle today. Also want to thank Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, fansarena.com, the official clothing supplier of the program, and of course Epic Media and Back 40 Wraps. They do such a nice job.
They do.
How would you like to introduce our first guest of 2019?
Hey, our first guest of 2019 is Speedway promoter Chuck Deery. He's going to talk to us about how the 2018 season went at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway.
We are at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway Banquet. We always get the general manager and promoter of the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway on, and that would be Chuck Deery, to kind of recap 2018 and kind of look at some things in 2019. And I'm really excited to talk about 2019 because it's an anniversary date, but we're going to kind of slowly go back to 2018. Car counts looked like they were great. I think we had some great nights with the late models. The fan base, they were coming back. Rainouts, of course, we can't control Mother Nature, but your overall assessment, and Oktoberfest had the rain again. Overall, what did it look like for you in 2018?
Well, congratulations on your 9th anniversary for the show.
Thank you.
First off, you know what? It's a tough business, and Mother Nature was mad at us this year, and the year before, and the year before that, but really mad at us last year. But despite that, the slow start, the several rainouts, 7 rainouts this year, and weather-affected events, it's tough. It's a tough deal. But despite that, the race teams made the commitment to be there when they could, and the fans made a commitment to be there and stuff. And as the season we finally got racing, you know, everything came together. And fortunately, we had a great championship battle in the late model divisions and in the other divisions too. So overall, it was a good year for racing on the racing side of it, and we're just look forward to going into 2019. We learned some stuff from 2018 that we're going to change some promotions and stuff, and we're just going to have fun. And we're in the fun business, and we're going to continue with that philosophy. And why not? Let's just have some fun at the races.
And that's one of the things that you and I talked several years ago. We were in your office one day. We were talking about the races one night, and you said, I really don't get to watch too much racing. And I never really realized that because of what you and Dave are just all over the place. I never get to see you guys much. So you really don't get to watch the races much. Even Oktoberfest, you never really have a chance to sit back and enjoy the races. During the off season, you don't even sit back to enjoy what just happened because you're constantly in think tanks. You're constantly wondering, what can we do for next year? What do we learn? You don't just end 2018, sit back, all right, let's go with 2019. It never works like that.
No, we do a lot of I shouldn't say research, but chat with a lot of other racetracks in the Midwest and throughout the nation and stuff, and to see what they did that worked for them. We attend a lot of industry meetings to learn how to make the sport better, or we're up against a lot of things in the industry with technology creeping in everywhere, the social media side of things, people live streaming your events, free of charge and that kind of stuff. So we're not the only ones. We, check out other venues and other sports and stuff. They have the same issues. So we do our homework and, try to get ready for the next season and just, it's nice going into a season with a little confidence in what we're doing and have a little game plan behind it. And, just hope that things all work out the way they plan. And if they don't, then we'll just tweak them and make them better.
One of the biggest things coming up here in 2019 is the 50th anniversary. What a huge milestone at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of history. We're going to be talking on both the shows with a lot of people that have had and made history at the Speedway. Where are you with the planning? Are there things we're going to see every night? Is there going to be a big Brouhaha at Oktoberfest? Without giving away the secrets, what's in store for the 50th anniversary?
Well, we're going to do the event again for sure. The neat thing about Fest, it's not just La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway's event. It's a racing reunion. It's every track in the upper Midwest. They don't run against us on that weekend, and it's just a conglomerate of racers and race fans from all the racing in the upper Midwest and a little bit in the South now too. But our big plans, we don't plan on doing too much different other than celebrating the 50th running of the event. There are more people that will come up to you and say, well, I've been here since 19 or whatever, and there's stories that the fans and competitors have, and that's the neat part, and that's what the part of Fest is. It's a giant social event focused around racing and the festive atmosphere of such a big racing event, and so we look forward to it and stuff. But 50, it's quite the milestone, and Larry Weirs and family started it, and I was fortunately 32 years ago or 30-some years ago, with the help of John McCarnes and Jody Deery to carry that torch a little bit further. So looking forward to it, and it's an event that I really, really look forward to, and an event I really look forward to being over.
Yeah, we've heard that from you several times in the past. One of the only major changes that I've seen from the Rules Committee meeting this year, it's no longer Thunder Stocks, it's going to be called Hobby Stocks. What was the thought process behind that?
Well, everyone, back when we first started out, the Thunder Stocks, it actually started out as beer stocks. Here you started out with 10, 15 cars, and I think we got up to 35, 40 on a race night and stuff. And as time progressed, that style of car has, and it's no longer available out there. They're all antiques. They're all 30-plus-year-old race cars.
Right.
And people kept comparing it. Well, you only have 10, 15 of the Thunder Stocks out there. And you're right. So it's time to change the division, or change the name of it to start over, and we made a few rule changes as well. So it is now a hobby stock division. That being said, our entry-level division, our street stocks and Hornets, we got the 25, 30 cars. So it hasn't gone away. It's just all the entry-level divisions start out with what's been on out on the streets for the last 15 years ago or 20 years ago, and that's why street stocks are what they are, and the minivans are coming on now too. So in another 10 years, it'll all be SUVs or some electric cars or something crazy like that. But we'll see. That's stuff we learn in the off season, and we'll continue to do it. So it's gonna be fun. It's just the same old deal. Just hobby stocks will be a great deal.
For the first time since the first year I announced at the La Crosse Speedway, Modifieds came back at Oktoberfest last year. I've had a lot of people throughout the state ask me, is Chuck going to run Modifieds during the regular season at all this year?
Well, I was trying to get a feel to run Modifieds weekly or every so often, once a month at the track, and I still like the idea of it. We are working, when I say we, it's other paved tracks in the state, to come together with a easy to put together modified style car, a crate motor, a spec tranny, spec shocks, spec chassis, and make it a low budget, style of race car. And but the wheels turn very slowly, getting other racetracks to come on board, and so we're getting a little bit more support for some tracks down south and stuff. So we'll put it together. We'll probably continue to have them at Fest. And so I'm a modified fan. I love modifieds.
Love them.
Of course, I like all cars racing, but I like modifieds as well, and so I like seeing them at Fest, and we'll see if we can continue to do that as well. Our plan is to have them at Fest for sure.
Again, a man of many hats that really never gets a chance to watch a race at his own racetrack over 25 years.
Busiest man at the Speedway.
That's a tough thing to do.
Yep.
When we come back, we're going to have another champion from the Crosse Speedway attend the banquet that's going to join us. And you might want to pay attention to what he's wearing. That's next on Seven Rivers Racing.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Are you ready for the Ultimate Platter Challenge? Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. Our Ultimate Platter is loaded with pork, brisket, chicken, ribs, 3 sides, and 4 slices of bread. If you can eat it all, it's yours free. I'll even give you a certificate for another one you can share with your friends. So how about it? You ready to take the challenge? Stop by, check out the rules, and dig in. And oh yeah, that's a mouthful.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Building a Higher Standard Award winner. Call Carey today for your free estimate.
Welcome back, race fans. We thoroughly enjoy you joining us every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV and about 7 other channels now. This is year number 9. Very proud to not only be able to be a part of this Magnum.media with the TV show, but to have Billy Doc Niles back with me again. Who's next?
And we got YouTube, too.
That's right. Check out the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel for contests.
Hey, our next guest from the 2018 La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway Banquet, you would recognize him with his shaggy hair, but no shaggy hair, and get a load of the suit on Brandon LeMonie, your Hornet champion from 2018.
This guy, standing, you know, Chuck Deery always says, as the announcer of the La Crosse Speedway, I'm the ringmaster of the circus. I think this guy just stole my limelight of the term ringmaster. This is an interview that I've been waiting to do for a while, and I know, talking to him earlier today, he could not wait to get this one as well because he is your 2018 Hornet champion, Brandon LeMonie. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dan.
That monkey's finally off your back.
Yeah. It took a few years, and you got everything has to fall together in one season to become a champion. And you can have a great first half of the year, you can have a great second half of the year, but if you don't put it together from week 1 to Fest, it doesn't happen. And you've seen it over and over. And I finally got a season to fill the whole season from week 1 to the end. It was fun.
Has it dawned on you yet, or will it finally dawn on you when I announce you on that stage later tonight?
You know, I thought it hit me at Fest, and it didn't really hit me. I think it's going to be an emotional night for me. I really do. It's going to be fun.
Not only for you, but I would predict it's going to be an emotional night for your father as well.
Yeah.
Because Chris has been there every single race since you started.
Yeah. He hasn't missed a race. He hasn't missed a practice. I've never worked on it by myself. If I'm at work, he'd be on the car. Sometimes, you know, you'd say a guy's a phone call away. Sometimes he's there before the phone call even happened. I'd never be here without him. That's for sure.
The only weird thing this year is this is gone. Wait a minute. Did Chris cut his too?
Oh, he's got the slick back going
no
today.
More
he's
curls.
got the slick back.
What's going on with the LeMonie family? All the hairstyles have changed. He looks like a New York mobster now. Look at him.
Yeah, last night Mary Schill had posted some pictures of last year's banquet, and seeing that my hair was kind of missing, but there was a lot of hair up there. So,
tell you know, there's been lots of times, you've been in the program before and we've talked about this. A lot of teams have 5, 6, 7, 8 people working on their cars. Saturday nights, it's your dad and it's you. Take us to the beginning of 2018. When did you feel this season was yours?
You know, I knew we had a good chance. I wouldn't say we were the favorite coming into the season. There was past track champions in Nate Towner. Bemis started the season out. Thunderbird was there.
Yeah, I mean, what a season for you to win this thing with all those returning champions coming back.
Yeah, it was. I knew it was going to be tough, and it just the consistency and starting the season off with 2 wins was. After that, I kind of felt like this is my season. This, just finish, and stay consistent. It was a fun season, that's for sure.
Was it a motivating factor to know that the best of the Hornets over the past 5 or 6 years were there this year, and the up-and-comers were right behind you? I mean, what a stage for you to win this thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it feels good. There's a lot of fast guys, not only the previous champions. Jimmy's fast all season. I could go on and on. But I had a lot of good advice, and Matt Moore always had something for me to say. Mark Bornitz helped me. If I texted him and he might have been sleeping, he was there. I had a lot of good backing as far as advice, and a lot of guys just telling me, stay patient, because you start getting close and you think you're going to become a champion, and that's when a mistake can happen and everything goes down the drain like it did in 2016 for me.
Yeah, and we were talking with Steve Bachman a while ago, and he knows what it's like to lose that focus, and by the time you regain it, it's just a little bit too late. And we could see, and even talking with you before the races, I could see the determination, and I'd say, hey man, you got 3 weeks left of championship, and you would kind of dodge that, which is exactly what I wanted to see. Your thoughts as you head into Oktoberfest, knowing it's you and Jimmy. Nobody else in the world can disrupt what you've got going on except you and Jimmy.
Going into Fest, it's nervous. I wanted to try to have it sealed by Fest. I had a season going where I tried to have it where as long as I start, I win. But I had to finish, I think it was 16th or 17th or better, and that was with Jimmy winning it. I knew I wanted to play a smart game. Oktoberfest is, everybody wants to win Oktoberfest. I've got second at it 2 years in a row, not considering this year, but the previous 2 years. I don't know what it's like to win Oktoberfest, and I know how hard guys are going to be racing, so I got to make sure I play it smart and not look at the car ahead of me, look at the 3-4 cars ahead of me to make sure that I'm not going to come around or get myself into trouble where I don't need to be on championship night.
I know you're probably doing math in your head. You're thinking, man, I want to win Fest. Okay, do I win Fest? Or damn it, do I go out and win this championship? Because there's going to be another Fest. There's not going to really be another shot to do what you just did.
And that's exactly the way I thought about it. I counted how many cars started the race. There was a couple little incidents. Cars started pulling off. I counted, and as soon as I realized, hey, now if I don't finish, it's still mine, and I can give it some. Unfortunately, it was a little bit late, but I completed a dream that really means a lot to me.
2019, what is going to happen with Brandon LeMonie?
Still undecided. Obviously, you can put some stuff together. You can try to figure some stuff out. I like to try another track or two. Obviously, I got to sit out 2019 as a Hornet driver. I wouldn't mind getting my feet wet in a street stock once in a while or something, just to be around the track and have fun. I'll be there with my family, supporting other drivers and enjoying the off season, and get ready for maybe 2020, whether it's in a Hornet or Thunderstock or Sportsman. Just see where the future takes it.
Racing's in his blood. I guarantee we're going to see him a lot next year, whether it's on the track or not. But 2020, I guarantee he's going to be back behind the wheel again. Brandon, again, congratulations, man. I can't wait to get your name up on that stage right there and make the entire reality come a dream. I'm going to watch your reaction. I'm going to watch your dad's reaction as soon as we mention that he was the 28 Hornet champion.
I finally get my jacket.
Yes.
Finally get my jacket. My jacket and my banner. That's a dream. I've always wanted a jacket.
Let's hope it fits.
Yeah.
Again, he's fought awfully hard for the championship, and Brandon LeMonie finally got it done in the Hornet division last year. When we come back, Billy Doc Niles, another driver that has fought extra hard to win a championship. He's going to be our next guest.
Yep, some guy who just got the monkey off his back. Stick and stay. We'll be right back with Big Boar Barbecue presents Seven Rivers Racing.
You don't have to fly to Kansas City to get great barbecue.
Are you ready for the Ultimate Platter Challenge? Jerry here at Big Boar Barbecue. Our Ultimate Platter is loaded with pork, brisket, chicken, ribs, 3 sides, and 4 slices of bread. If you can eat it all, it's yours free. I'll even give you a certificate for another one you can share with your friends. So how about it? You ready to take the challenge? Stop by, check out the rules, and dig in. And oh yeah, that's a mouthful.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on the problems in your life that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. Or where to put the food when you both get the groceries. Or the doggy door that just became a raccoony door. Whatever you're worrying about, it won't be this. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your 2018 American Standard Building a Higher Standard Award winner. Call Carey today for your free estimate.
Welcome back one more time to Seven Rivers Racing, KQNG TV, being brought to you by our great friends at Big Boar Barbecue. I cannot wait to get there to tape a show this year.
Oh, I ate there for my birthday, which was, just about a month and a half ago, and I can't wait to get back.
I was jealous. I was at home on my Facebook, and I saw that he tagged himself there. So
it was great.
We need a pre-race dinner there before the show really evolves this year.
Definitely. Get to Big Boar Barbecue. You're going to love the food. Hey, our last guest tonight is a guy who's been trying for years to win a Sportsman Track Championship. Finally got that monkey off his back, and here's what he had to say to Dan at the 2018 La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway Awards Banquet.
Welcome back to Seven Rivers Racing, KQEG TV, the first show of 2019, last segment to kickstart our 9th year of the program on KQEG TV. And our next guest, I've been wanting and waiting for this for probably 5 strong years now, that you would think, here comes the new Sportsman Champion, and this would break, the hand would break, the summer lull would come around, and it was finally shaken off last year as we finally can bring up your Sportsman Champion, Steve Bachman. Man, I've been waiting to rehearse how to finally introduce you on this show as the Sportsman Champ. Tonight at the banquet, it's really real, man.
It's real, and it's taken a long time to set in, and finally, after, like you said, years, since 2013, I've had a chance at a championship, either going into Oktoberfest or most of the summer. And now this is the first year I've actually led it going into Oktoberfest, so that 6 weeks we had off did not help either, but finally it's over with, we got her done, and I'm excited.
You've been racing for how long?
8 years.
So out of those 8 years, the past 4 or 5 had to be the most strenuous you've ever had.
Yeah, it's been top 3 for the last 5 years and second for 3 years in a row, and now finally a championship really feels good.
What was it? I mean, 3 years ago was the broken hand? 4 years ago?
Yeah, 2015 was the broken hand, and we
Points
came back.
At the time?
Yeah, it was a really strong year that year, and we came back and battled with Nick, who won the championship that year. And then,
that was your first year, the Chase champion.
Yeah, won the Chase championship
because he told
that
me,
year.
he got me on Facebook, and I was asking him how he was doing. He said, I don't care what happens the rest of the year. I'm out for wins and the Chase championship. Boom, there it was.
That was really cool to win. That was something to look forward to when I came back also.
So you take those 3-4 strong years, and you have last year, and you almost hit that summer slide again. What changed?
We just got a little luckier this year. We had the bad luck with the brakes and a little bit of here and there bad luck, but we stayed out of wrecks for the most part, and we just stayed consistent. I won one feature, but there was 5 seconds and 6 weeks in there. And in 2013, Jake Arneson had 5 seconds in a row, and I had 5 feature wins. So it's all about consistency, and we were just lucky to stay out of the bad luck. And at the end of the year, it all adds up, and that's what Kevin Noodleman has preached to me many years, is just stay consistent, and they'll all add up at the end of the year. And he's right. He's won 10 championships, so he kept me calm really, really good this summer and helped a lot with what to do. And I got to thank him a ton for everything.
Todd Korsh as well won a track championship, didn't get a single win that year, and it really, to the avid race fan, it really makes them look, hey, you don't have to win every single race to win a championship. It's the consistency of those second and thirds and the qualifying and everything else you do besides a win, which is what you saw.
Yep, exactly. A first place in a wreck is way worse than 2 seconds in a row. So just got to stay consistent. At the end of the year, it all adds up, and it put us in the right position going into Oktoberfest. I told myself, if Chris gets ahead of me, I'm just going to follow him, and that's what I did. And we ended up right next to each other, and I counted the points in my head with 1 to go, and pretty soon I had goosebumps. I couldn't believe that it was over, and there was nobody really in front of me and nobody really behind me, so it was really exciting, and then finally got to do a burnout, so that was cool.
Before we talk about 2019, I know you got a lot of thanks for the people that got you to start a Sportsman to the championship last year. Give us the short 30-second on who you really want to thank there.
The Weirs family, Chad Weirs, Kevin Noodleman's been huge. Tony Lease was huge with chassis building. All these big sponsors that I've had over the years. I can't thank you guys enough. Thank you for everything, and hopefully 2019 I can continue a great performance in my racing career and continue good hard work.
See, that's what happens when you get a DJ Dan Diker logo on the car. Things start progressing, because they did, didn't they?
That's right, they did.
And I'll be back doing his smoker again this year. 2019 is going to be a whole different avenue for you. You're going to be on the same 5/8 mile track, but in a late model. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we actually won the championship on Thursday night at Oktoberfest, and exactly 1 week later, Thursday night, we were going to pick up the new car. The Sunday fest, I was scrolling through Facebook, actually the next day, the Monday, and I come across this car, and I called my dad, and then I talked to a couple other people, and I thought this is probably the best opportunity we can come across, and it worked out really well. So 1 week later, we had a late model sitting in the shop, so that's pretty exciting.
And you and I talked to another barn in West Salem about that car. This hasn't been pulled out of the weeds. This is a strong car with a little bit of history behind it.
Yeah, it was Steve Carlson's traveling car through 2005 or 2011, I believe. And I think this car's won the Dixieland and Madison big shows. And I used to actually help Steve Carlson when he was racing with this car. And I did a little bit of traveling with him. So it was really cool to watch him win these races with Matt Kenseth and all them guys there. And now I'll actually have this car. I never thought in a million years I'd have this car.
So as you look at 2019, obviously your first goal, finish races. I mean, you're going into a lot more horsepower in a different configuration. Finish races, number one, maybe Rookie of the Year. What are some of your hopes and aspirations as 2019 comes around and you step in that late model?
I'd just like to be competitive. I'm a really competitive person when it comes to anything, so I just hope to get out there and be competitive and be able to race for heat race wins or top 5 finishes in a feature. So I'm just going to continue with that and keep my hopes up, and I think I have plenty of good help, so I think it's going to come down to me and getting the feel of it and seeing how much different it is. I have got some seat time in a late model, and I feel like I can adapt fairly fast, so I'm excited.
Sportsman is still up for sale, isn't it?
The Sportsman car is still for sale. It's a really good car.
Go ahead and plug it real quick.
Come get that Sportsman car and come out and race for a championship your first year with that car. It's been an awesome race car for me.
And, of course, he'll give you whoever buys it, you'll give them tidbits of what that monster can do.
Yeah, I will help you as much as you need, and it'll be fun.
Unless it's Humfeld or Clements back there. I wouldn't trust those guys.
Yeah, they're already looking at it, but...
Steve Bachman, again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Sportsman Champion, and we're going to be announcing that here on the stage as a part of the Crosse Speedway Banquet. That's going to do it for show number 1 of 2019. A lot more championship banquet interviews are going to be coming up for the first couple of months of the program until we get racing started at La Crosse and at Tomah.
Well, congratulations to Steve Bachman. Can't wait to see what he has in store, trying to get Rookie of the Year in the late model class at La Crosse this year. So the first couple of shows, as we normally do, Billy Doc Niles, are going to be recaps of the La Crosse Speedway Banquet as we bring in some champions. We talk to some up-and-coming drivers. Media Day at the La Crosse Speedway is this weekend. We've got about 6 or 7 interviews lined up there as we get ready for the Frostbuster.
Yep, that's happening next Saturday if you're watching this week. And geez, Dan, I'm looking forward to getting the start of the season when I even put it on my Instagram account. Are you ready?
I have an Instagram account. I haven't never used it. Twitter, I need to get back on that. But social media, you know me there. You can check out Seven Rivers Racing on our Facebook page. A lot of contests coming up. And you can watch every single show, even 9 years back, if you go to our Seven Rivers Racing YouTube page.
I used to look younger.
Yeah, and he's a lot slimmer sitting down.
Hey.
I do need to get rid of this gray, though. That's going to be gone by the next show. I want to thank Jesse, the man behind the screen, and Billy Doc Niles. Paul Reichert's going to be back, and myself, Dan Diker. We will see you next week on Seven Rivers Racing.
You've been watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV with Dan the Voice Diker, Billy Doc Niles, and Paul the Statman Reichert. Brought to you by Big Boar Barbecue, Highway 16 West Salem, in La Crosse on 3rd Street downtown and George and Gillette Street. Big Boar Barbecue, now that's a mouthful. By Carey Heating and Air Conditioning, your residential specialist, serving the La Crosse area since 1929. Carey Heating and Air Conditioning. Thanks for watching Seven Rivers Racing on KQEG TV.